This is KryptoSeoul, Erica, episode 10. I'm sorry about the sound problems. I hope it's okay now. I hope people are coming in previously from the last episode. Hi, Bitcoin Cash, hello. Can you hear me? Hopefully you can hear me now. Hi, hello. Can you please tell me if you can hear the noise or not? I have to check. Last time it didn't work. Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, good. Hi, Kelly. Hi, how are you? It's the last week of 2017. So it was an epic year, right? 2000 for crypto blockchain space. So it's been quite a year, and next week will be a new entire year, and there's been a huge happening in the Korean market today due to the government emergency meetings. So I was going to tell you more about this. I'm sure everyone's curious about what happened and what will happen, right? So I'll tell you the right source. Hi. So back to the news. So there's been in the morning there was government emergency meeting among the major ministries, and they announced that there will be additional implementation in regards to the cryptocurrency regulations. So, and it made an announcement that it will take some measures to strengthen, to eradicate all the wrongdoings that's happening in the Korean crypto market, such as speculation, scam ICOs, and stuff like that. So let's talk about what specific measures that it will take. It's actually not very different from the previous announcement. So to make sure, this is not a complete ICO ban, nor complete exchange bans, nor complete cryptocurrency ban. So please do not be confused. There is no complete ban. So people are confused because there was actually an extreme article previously that said they will ban all cryptocurrency exchanges in Korea, and it was a false article. So there was a lot of confusion in the Korean market. So people started selling altogether, and it caused this steep curve, and I'm sure you've seen it. It looks pretty devastating. But now it's stabilized a little bit, and people are pretty straightened out in terms of what's really happening. And the announcement says that it will stop altogether for now additional issuance of cryptocurrency accounts, the accounts by the exchanges. So it will stop for now, but we're not sure if it's going to return back. They're going to continue reinsurance issuance or not, but I'm not sure when. But for now it's going to stop. But that's been actually announced before, so there's no surprise. And it says also that it will reinforce KYC. So that's also what's been mentioned before. So there is actually virtual accounts that's been made by the cryptocurrency exchanges, right? But it says that it will make sure that it's from the same person as it's from an actual person, right? So it's going to reinforce KYC. So that's not really surprising again. And also it says that it will stop financial services of insecure exchanges. So that's also something that's been mentioned before. So it's not a complete ban of all exchanges. So no worries about that. Yeah, so actually, and also it's going to reinforce AML. So that's also not surprising. So nothing's actually really extreme. There's no extreme announcement made by the government today, this morning. But people seem to be very surprised at the surprise announcement, and also the fact that they have additional measures. So they thought it would be more like really extreme. But I guess, so there's nothing really surprising right now that I see here. And one thing that the Ministry of Justice suggested was that it did suggest a law that can shut down all shut down the cryptocurrency exchanges. And the government said it will take into consideration and it will look into it, but it has not made a decision at all. So it says it will leave all options open and it will work together to maintain the blockchain technology development. So it's in an open stance. It will take the Ministry of Justice suggestion, but it did not leave any comment on that. So yeah, so actually it's nothing that extreme. So people were really frantic about it this morning, but I think there's nothing to be frightened of, and it's not a huge change to the government stance. So no worries. So yeah, that's straightening the news out. So this is actually what's happening here in Korea. Yeah, so any questions? I mean, you can just write, but yeah, this is pretty clear, straightforward. And I'm sure there'll be additional measures and more explanatory actions, but for now, it's not very bad. And I think the article that really kind of hit the limit was that, it's going to ban all the cryptocurrency exchanges. I don't know which media it was from, but it was pretty straightforward, and people were sharing it all over the Kakao Talk rooms, the messenger rooms in Korea. So people were panicking about it. I think that's kind of accelerated the selling, and I think that kind of accelerated the price drop. So I think that's the reason. But yeah, so I think it's gonna bounce back. Yeah, so no worries. So yeah, that's what happened this morning. And let's move on. So this light news, but it's been over all the media. There was actually a survey done in Korea, and it shows that 3 out of 10 employees at work, they invest in cryptocurrencies. So I don't know where this came from, but I don't know if it's I don't think it's a holistic analysis, but I'm sure it did a really small sample. But still, I mean, even I can see friends of mine doing cryptocurrency investment. I see celebrities doing investment on Bithum. So yeah, I mean, it's it's very prevalent right now in Korea, and it's getting rapidly more prevalent day by day. So that's what really surprises me. And I think the teenagers also, they did a lot of investment, and college students as well, to get a lot of quick money by profitable investment. So that's not very surprising, but they said that one of the habits that they have after investing in cryptocurrency is that they check the community announcements really, really often, and they can't concentrate at work, which kind of happens to me sometimes, and they have high fluctuations in emotions due to the profitability ratio, and they also are very vulnerable to rumors, which this morning, just like today. So it's very common, I think, habit that a lot of investors may have, and I think the instability of the market really causes this. Yeah, so this is a very interesting survey done. Okay, and next, so a little information about Upbit. So Kakao Group is Korea's large group. But has a messenger called Kakao Talk, and it's huge, making huge progress, huge profits, and it's actually the second largest shareholder in Upbit. And so this is gonna kind of reinforce the Upbit's business acceleration. And today, actually, I heard from a reliable source that Bithum is spending a huge amount of money, more than actually the huge conglomerates in Korea, on its advertisement, on online advertisement. And Upbit, I'm sure it will do more, I think, than Bithum, but it's doing really strong, heavily investing in online advertisement in a lot of communities, a lot of websites, and I see advertisements on Upbit, Bithum everywhere in Korea. So so it says this is a tree where it has the same root, but it has one is Kakao Group and one is cryptocurrency. It says in Korean. So this is a cute picture that kind of shows that it's from the same root. So it will probably have a really strong base for future development. So next year, I'm curious to see what strategies Upbit will have and how it will maintain its status as #1 in the world. So yeah, and next. So next year, I mean, I was trying to, today is the last week of 2017, so I was trying to kind of reinforce, kind of wrap up, this year and kind of move on to next year. So trying to see what's going to happen next year in terms of economic policies in Korea. And one of the things that people kind of care about and are curious about is the tax policies that's going to happen to cryptocurrency investment and trade transactions. So at the bottom, it kind of mentions that it will, the government will do execution, will plan the cryptocurrency taxation. I've heard that it's doing research and it's heavily investing in this plan. So it will probably have a guideline within next year, I'm sure. But it will take time, of course. But it says it will form a task force and it will compare the analysis of major countries. Yeah, and so it's going to kind of see what taxes it can implement in cryptocurrency investment. So nothing's been certain yet. It's just kind of saying that it will have a guideline next year. So let's see what happens. I'm sure there'll be a lot of news on this next year as well. So yeah, so that's what happened basically this week. Well, in a short week, right? So I did it like last Friday. So, and today it was a huge, huge incident. So I'm sure everyone was curious and worried, of course, what's happening in Korea and something, the Korean news kind of shook the market. That's kind of really surprising to me, and the whole Bitcoin market, whole cryptocurrency market. So, so the conclusion is no worries. It's gonna be on the same line as before. The government made two announcements, one in December 14th and one today. So there's additional measures, but it's not going against, or it's not having a radical announcement as the previous announcement. So no, yeah, so don't worry about it. And I mean, 2017 was a really hectic yet unbelievable year for cryptocurrency, especially in Korea, due to its rapid investment. People are so used to like the terms in cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and there's a really fun term in Korea called I'm sure all Koreans know gaza. It's Gazua. Yeah, gaza. It's a term called, it's kind of saying in Korean, let's go, right? So let's go in terms of like the price going up, right? So when they kind of want the price of a certain coin to go up, they kind of chant gaza, right? And it's really popular in Korean communities right now, and it's happening to every like society as well. It's applied to every industry as well. So it's quite a phenomenon, and quite interesting to see people contacting me for information on the industry, for tips on where to invest in. Like, it's pretty surprising and shocking to me. So that's what happened in Korea, and the exchanges kind of exploded because of the transaction volume, and the servers crashed, and all the happenings in Korea exchanges, and there's a lot of criticism, yet things to be changed. And I'm sure 2018 will be a year of government implementing some measures so that exchanges will be reinforced and more secure for investment. So I think it'll be a positive turn, positive movement in the next year. So yeah, that's practically it for 2017, and hopefully next year will be better, and KryptoSeoul will continue with upcoming news, and hopefully I can expand the content as well. So thank you for listening. Sorry about the sound, poor sound quality. There was no sound actually. You can email me at KryptoSeoul at gmail.com for any questions, comments, or any suggestions about the Korean market. So thank you for listening, and I hope to see you next week, but next year. All right, take care. Okay, bye. Bye.